We are here.
Are we?
Yes. I hope so.
Who is we?
Me.
We
You?
Is me.
We is me?
Yes.
Hi. And hello.
Just us three for now.
That's all we need for the ultimate showdown.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to let everyone know before we officially begin that later tonight, in about 3 hours, the plan is to go live with iRacing on Ready Player Dumb's Twitch. So for anybody that is around, you can join us. We'll post a link when we're live on Twitter. Typically we do. Not always. Sometimes. Most of the time. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That is the brunt of my evening.
Yeah.
Sarah, what are we going to eat for dinner tonight?
I don't know.
No. Wow. We haven't had a podcast since that happened?
Yeah.
We haven't had a podcast since the beginning of February.
Yes. It's been a while. Because Daytona, you canceled the podcast.
I'm a bad man. All right, well, why don't we get things going here?
Yeah.
All right. 1 second.
Oh, sure. Okay, just walk away.
Look, Sarah, when we got married, we both agreed that when we have a podcast,
Yeah.
that we would both love each other and not fight on the podcast.
Okay.
But you are pushing me.
Yeah.
It is very hard not to fight you.
Sure. What did I do?
I don't know. I just. All right, let's start this off. Hello and welcome to the Semi-Perfect Podcast. It is Wednesday, March 1st. It's already March. Paleo.
Yeah.
It's already March.
It is already March.
We have Paleo, the PaleoSteno of the paleontologists.
Society.
Yes.
We have Cyril
Sora.
of Toodles.
Yes.
And I'm ACRacebest.
They're going to say serologists.
Of Toodologists. And I'm ACRacebest of racists.
Oh, no.
What?
Not those.
That's not a good one.
No, like, there's two different types. There's the bad.
Yeah, and then there's the NASCAR.
Don't you mean like...
No, what? The
No.
Racers.
Racers. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I am just...
You know, you drive in a car.
That's it. That's the one. Thank you, Paleo. Sarah just stared at me, but Paleo pulled me out of the hole.
Didn't I suggest the same thing, saying, and then there's NASCAR?
Okay, you're right. I thought you meant something else when you said that. I was like, what? No. Okay. Anyway, hello and welcome in. I hope everyone's doing good here. We will be jumping into our viewers' food posts here very shortly. So if you haven't already, you could send in your food posts. Sarah, how do they do it?
You go to Twitter and you use the hashtag SPPFoods.
Foods.
Foods.
SPP Foods. We're going to be looking at those here momentarily. Like we said, right now it's the three of us here on this podcast.
Saberspark says he's running late. He'll be here shortly.
We'll see about that. Well, should we just observe the food?
Sure.
Okay.
Give me one moment.
It's so it's been a while since I know we canceled one of the podcasts in mid-February, and that was just because I realized that I had a lot going on that particular week, as it was the week of the Daytona 500, which means I was abnormally busy throughout that whole week. So we made it past that, And Sarah's pulling up food posts. You look
I
up
did the
has.
wrong thing.
She looked up questions.
I'm like, where are the posts? I saw some.
They're gone, Bambi. Oh yeah, I see food posts.
Okay.
And I want to observe these food posts, Sarah. What do we got?
Okay, one second.
What do we got? Yeah, I want to know
Let
now.
me get to this week. Okay.
Ellen started us off with a no food post. She said no food this week. That's a long time to go without food, Ellen.
Yeah. But Ellen says Mom's treating us to dinner on Friday, so I'll have photos of that for the next podcast.
Oh, and then she says, wait, I lied. I've got pomegranate, a.k.a.
Acai.
blueberry cold brew tea.
Yum.
A.k.a.
AC. It's not a K.
ACRacebest?
No. Oh, sure.
ACRacebest. ACRacebest. I've been called many different things.
Racer.
Racer. Emily Larson called me. He called me racist.
Yeah.
And I was like, shut up.
Yeah. We got Nathaniel Foga saying currently having a nice T-bone steak with a side of roasted butternut squash, carrots, zucchini, and a bowl of flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese. Certainly made for a pretty solid meal.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay,
Pause.
Have
A
you
bowl
had the cheese? The Cheetos?
Oh, the mac and cheese?
Yeah. Didn't you try that one?
That just, okay, I'm just laughing. Nathaniel, I love this. You have this, like, plate. It's, like, all plated. Like, this is, like, a nice, fine dining restaurant with your flaming hot mac and cheese. I have had that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Should I be honest or should I?
You should be honest. We're not sponsored.
It was terrible.
You also tried the jalapeno one.
The jalapeno one was better. The cheese one was the way to go.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect with Flamin' Hot, but it just looked exciting.
Yeah.
I just remember my stomach burning the entire time I ate it. Maybe Nathaniel has a stronger stomach than I do. Maybe that's...
It does look like Nathaniel's mixed some other goodies into it. Like, there seems to be like a tomato sort of thing happening.
Why don't you zoom in on this thing? It might just be...
It looks like there's bell peppers or either some tomato in it.
I could imagine making it. Like, it's not that it was, like, too spicy. It was just... I don't know.
It was just wrong.
It just didn't taste... Yeah, it was just wrong. Now, that said, I'm not saying Nathaniel... Oh, actually, I just want to know. Nathaniel, do you like the Flamin' Hot?
Did you fancy it up?
Did you... Like, do you like it? It's bell peppers and onions.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so Nathaniel does some work to this. Okay. Let's go on to the next one here.
All right.
Anime Guy says, I'll read it. Tonight I got some popcorn and Diet Coke and playing some Digimon World Next Order on the Switch.
Nice.
Let's see this picture.
The popcorn.
What
It's
is
so
that?
washed out I don't know if it has butter.
What is that? Candy what?
Candy cane cocoa in the background.
Candy cane cocoa.
Yeah.
What the hell is candy cane cocoa?
It's cocoa that has mint in it.
Unreal. You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, Sarah, you take the next one.
Alright, Nora Mermaid says, hey, Semi-Perfect Pod, it's been a while since I've seen y'all. I've been killing it at work and got approved for TSA pre-check. I got my learner's permit. Because of all this goodness, I'm having a Mickey ice cream bar. Love you guys. Hugs and kisses.
Oh, thank you, Nora.
Good job.
A Mickey ice cream bar. If you bought that from the store, it's probably a lot cheaper.
Than at Disneyland?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's become a favorite snack when I do go to Disneyland? We don't go as often as we used to because we can't afford the annual passes anymore. We maybe could, but we choose not to afford them.
Right now,
they're too expensive.
Right now, we're certainly not.
No, because I'm out of a job. Still looking. It got some nibbles here and there,
Just
but
getting nibbles.
nothing too promising yet. But yeah, my
maybe.
favorite snack at Disneyland when we do go has become the frozen bananas, covered in the chocolate and the nuts.
Yeah,
They're dairy free.
You recently found that out,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. Nice. And then we have Rider Storm Pinkey saying, "Friend is over. I made this gorgeous, delicious tater tot casserole."
Yum.
Let me see this picture.
Alright.
There's something... I don't know what it is.
There's like some beefiness to it.
Oh,
and
no,
then
no, no.
there's tater tots
The
and
tater
cheese.
tot casserole looks fine.
Yeah.
It's the framing of this picture that I'm struggling with.
You
There's-
get more of the real estate.
That we
You get
almost
more of the
missed...
off the table
Yeah,
action.
we almost missed the tater tot casserole in this picture. It looks wonderful.
Yeah.
And I like the framing. It's artistic.
Mhm.
You know. So, nice. Way to go, making food for the friends.
We got puff with a side of ham, enjoying some flavor blasted goldfish at the moment. In the tiniest cup.
I always enjoy when this name pops up. Puff
Yeah.
with a side of ham.
I'm gonna be nosy. There's a Danny DeVito in the background.
Danny DeVito.
An Eevee, a wolf, Minecraft stuff, some Pokemons, a Final Scratch, Among Us.
Uh-oh. Among
I think
Us.
maybe that's a Star Wars thing. Later.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice.
And then are those
Pokemon on the Switch.
no, the in the hand.
The goldfish.
The
flavor
goldfishes.
blasted goldfish.
Goldfishes.
Yeah.
Very
Smells
nice.
back.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you,
Very
Puff.
Except when you bite their heads off.
Oh.
Let's see here. Let's see if we got any more. That might be it for today. Let me check the
Alright.
notifications. I
Sarah's
think
doing
that's
her
it.
final.
Did you not see base spaces?
No. Hold on.
I don't see it.
Wait, why is it not showing up?
Can you link it to me in the chat?
Yeah. There you go.
Alright, we got base space. It's loading up. Loading in.
Oh, were you not? Because you were in notifications, not the hashtag.
I looked at the hashtag and I didn't see it.
Yeah, we started in the hashtag.
Yeah.
I don't know.
From my trip to Disney World and a month back, had lunch at Teppan Edo at Epcot at Japan. Sorry, the wording there is messing me up. Featured below is a steak and shrimp, miso soup, and ramune. Special thanks to Figment for helping present. Arsh.
Sweet.
Very nice.
You know, this reminds me. Have you guys ever had it where you go to a restaurant and you ask the server, "Hey, like, what's your favorite thing on the menu?" And you can always tell if the server's being legit with you based off one criteria.
Yeah.
And that's if the thing they recommend is the most expensive thing on the menu. They're like, "Oh man, this is really good. You should go for that." And it's like, don't
That's August.
don't do this to me. Don't. I like how you saw an old
I know.
post. But that happened to me on Sunday. I was at a diner, and I asked that question, and they're like, "Oh, the porterhouse with a vintage wine," and I'm like, "Shut up!
Shut up.
I want to know about like what's the best burger or something."
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Maybe that is, if it is the most expensive thing, you would hope it's the most delicious. But that's why I usually ask, like, what's your favorite thing on the menu? Like, as somebody who would eat here and also have to pay for it. So, always keep an eye on that. If they, especially if they recommend something that's cheap, then you know it's legit.
I just accidentally closed the wrong page.
Where are you going?
I closed the stream page.
Oh no.
No, it's fine.
We're writing blind.
Hang on.
Well, thank you, Paleo, for making sure we didn't miss Base, and thank you, Base, for that fine dish. And everybody for playing along and sending us your pictures of food. We always enjoy that. Is it still just the three of us? Are we still the Lone Rangers? We are. Well, this is going to be easy. I'm going to choose Paleo.
What?
Yeah. Paleo, how have you been since the last podcast?
Pretty good. YouTube's going well, and I'm growing on Twitch as well, so been working hard on that.
Good.
Awesome. Have a few things coming out, because I've been doing the yearly rankings for, like, animated films. Like, the last time we had the podcast, I only had one out. But now I have two out, because I had the 2022 one, and then I did the 2021 one, and I'm working on the 2021 for this month. But also, I'm going to be doing another one next week for the Best Animated Feature winners at the Oscars, since the 2021 is taking a bit longer. But, oh yeah, another thing I did that I wanted to share during the podcast, but I couldn't since we didn't have one, because this happened like right after the last podcast. Is that I went to the Jurassic World live tour.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, and I actually have a folder here that I uploaded a bunch of videos to, if y'all wanted to check it out.
Sure.
Because like, it was really cool. Like, it's basically this giant stage play thing. Where they section off like half of a stadium, and like behind the other half is like all the different like puppetry and stuff, and it comes out with these this like, it comes out of this backdrop that like constantly changes throughout the show.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like a traveling theme park attraction, with the way it was set up. It definitely seemed much more like a theme park show. With all the different things they had going on, and like the just the scale of it as well, because they do have like a T-Rex that comes out.
Nice.
And it's very big.
So it's like half of it like an exhibition, like where you can see them up close, and then the other half.
Oh yeah,
like the
yeah.
show.
They had that but they had that before the show.
Oh, okay.
Where you could see like a couple of different a different of the animatronics beforehand. And then they had the show in like an intermission, and then the rest of the show.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was really cool. It has like its own like storyline as well that fits in between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, I think. But like some of the beginning of the shows fits within like the first Jurassic World movie. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. It was very fun.
Yeah, I saw some video that you had posted on Twitter. It looked pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I went to go see The Walking with Dinosaurs like years back.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, I always wanted to see that one, but I never got to see it.
Hmm.
So I'm glad I went to go see this one.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Anything else new with you, since it's been a while since we had the last podcast?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, Jeffrey, how about you?
Oh my God! Wait, I usually go last. Do you want me to go second to last?
Yeah.
Hello.
I heard a rogue voice. What's up, Laura? Hello?
Hello?
There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How are the?
We are doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good.
Nice. Well, we were just catching up with Paleo, and seeing what he's been up to. What about you guys? What's new with you, Laura and Saberspark?
Well, I officially, as of just today, got Steven hooked on a true crime case that I've been obsessing about.
Oh.
Yeah, for anyone else out there who's a true crime junkie, I've been like, all but consuming the Murdoch family stuff that's been going on in South Carolina, but it's too much to get into on this not true crime podcast, but the important thing is that I got Steven invested, so now
Yeah.
I can talk to someone about it.
Yeah.
So walk me through, like you said, true crime junkies. Like, so
White woman.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that like a stereotypical white woman thing?
Yes. It is a white woman listening to my murder podcast at Target.
So what exactly is just what does it mean to be a true crime junkie besides being a white woman?
Being interested in stories about, crime, like murder, corruption, that kind of thing, that are, actual things that are happening.
Oh.
Rather than spooky mystery movies. But it's no, it's there's these cases that are actually going on, and I'm interested in finding out every single fucking detail about them.
Well, you're all about it's mystery, intrigue, motive. It's the fact that it's real.
It's learning about how people are just fucked up.
Yeah,
And it's interesting.
So are these real? So these obviously they're real cases, but are they active right now? Like you
This
mentioned.
one absolutely is, yeah.
Wow. So you have to, do you ever have to with these? I imagine you have to be really patient sometimes, just
Yes.
waiting.
I am still behind because there's a podcast from the reporter who was the person who really brought this thing into the light for people to actually see, and I'm only I don't know, a little more than half the way through that podcast. So this dude was in court last week, and I have to catch up on this shit because I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, we
And
look
there's
for.
also, we were just watching Netflix is a documentary on it that's kind of one of their it's number 3 or whatever on most watched today, and I was oh, Steven, can we just watch a little bit of it? And now he's all right, I'm invested.
I'm curious, indeed.
Well, nice. So cool. You guys got that going on.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything else?
Is there anything else?
Been a pretty chill week so far.
I'm trying to think, what did we do last week even?
You guys just been chilling.
We've been pretty much just chilling. I mean, some kind of status quo, which has been nice. I mean, my work stuff has been pretty productive, but your work stuff has been doing pretty well.
Stay busy.
But you guys already probably know about that because it's entertainment.
Entertainment.
I just look at numbers and do data things all day. It's fascinating.
Preach it, girl.
Yeah. We do have a couple of super chats that I'd like to acknowledge here. We got Writer Storm Penkey saying there was a typo. My friend made the meal for the food post.
Well, good job, friend.
Yes. And then Exiodying
Christian.
Christian. Love you all. You all know that, though. I have fun in the podcast and keep killing it, you guys. I don't know why I can't read today.
Keep on killing it, you guys. Thank
You're doing
you.
great, Sarah. You're doing great.
Thank you, Christian, very much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your continued support. And thank you to Writer Storm Pinkey's friend for making a tater tot casserole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sublime.
That's what you guys missed earlier.
Yeah.
The tater tot casserole.
Oh my god.
No. Sarah,
Yeah.
you asked what's new with me.
Yeah. But if you want to go last, that's fine.
Oh no, I could go now.
Okay.
I just gotta think. So both of us, Sarah and I, have been experiencing quite the weather trend here in California. Basically, it's been... We've had blizzard warnings out here.
That's weird.
And,
it's been wintry and wet.
So I feel like something like this happens every 30 years out here.
Yeah.
When I was, 2, maybe 1. I don't know. I was very young. It snowed in our area, like a lot of snow.
Well, maybe it's every 15 years, because there was that one time, a long time ago, when I visited.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
and
I forgot
could
about
not
that.
leave. Well, I don't think it was because of the winter weather. Maybe that was part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to stay an extra day at your house.
So we had this huge storm come through this time around, and I mean it like one day dumped 5 inches of rain in our area, which was like holy
Unheard
crap.
of.
Like we got like I think like 4 feet of snow in our local mountains. Everywhere you kind of look around in our area, you just see mountains covered in snow right now. And even today, like the big snow and storm, all that stuff was like Friday and Saturday. Today it snowed at my work.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's just been it's just been wild. A much needed drencher out here in Southern California.
Everything's green.
Everything's green. So that means give us about a year to start
To dry
burning
it
it all
out,
down.
and then the fires are gonna just be all over the place.
But yeah, so that's been kind of like the big thing for us. We also in between all of our storms this past weekend, we had a NASCAR race out in Fontana.
Yeah.
It's we now have like the Coliseum that has hosted a few races, but this has been like the one track where NASCAR comes to town in Southern California, and this was its last race because they're tearing the track down after this year, and they're saying they're going to build a track, a smaller track in that area, and we're hoping that that's the case, because if they don't, just Southern California suddenly doesn't have an event, and as a fan, I would be sad.
Yeah.
So, we've been just doing some of that stuff outside of the extracurriculars with racing.
Ready Player Dumb.
Yeah, just doing a lot of Ready Player Dumb filming. A lot of streaming of late with iRacing. Which
let's play Phasmophobia soon. We'll play Phasmophobia with you
It's been
guys.
a hot minute.
we should play Phasmophobia.
They've had a lot of updates.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we're gonna be like
Uh-huh.
rookies. We're gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
What do you do this?
Yeah, they've been.
That should be the
Turning-
bit. We'll play like once every 6 months,
Yeah.
and then have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I am absolutely down
Yep.
with doing some ghosts. So I agree, we should do that. And yeah, I think that about covers my updates. We'll get to one more, but that'll come a little later in the podcast.
Okay. Is
What
it my
about you,
turn?
Sarah?
Okay.
What's
Well,
new
I'm
with
still
you?
on the job hunt. I had a nibble. We'll see where it goes.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've sent out a lot of applications. I got at least one rejection letter so far, and then there was one nibble where they're like, "Hey, can you fill out answers to these questions, and maybe we'll, continue with the interview process."
And
once
that
we
was
get
recent,
those." That was
right?
recent. That was like the other day. Haven't heard back since I answered their questionnaire, so we'll see where that goes. A lot of the places that I'm applying to, that seem to be hiring, are far away, in which they are like an hour commute. And I'm just
Ugh.
I'm not too happy about that, but at the same time, I'm like, I want to work. I want to get more experience, so maybe a company that's closer to me will hire me.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Maybe have a short term or a shorter term.
Yeah. I got to see my cousin this weekend, because he has fixed up our granddaddy's old car, and he's spilled a lot of money into it and made it something quite special. It's his passion project that he's had, and I guess a YouTube group called Autopia LA decided to have him come out to film his car, do a showcase for it. So I got to go over there and check that YouTube place out, and I saw Jack Black's car and Dwayne Johnson's SUV, because they're also a private storage facility for celebrities. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
And here I am. My door handle for my car broke.
Yeah.
And I have to roll down my window to open up my door. Tell me Jack Black has the same problems.
No, he's got a really nice car. And on his little antenna, he's got a 8-ball. And I'm like, that's definitely
So if you're in town and you see someone with an 8-ball on their antenna, it's Jack Black.
It's a fancier,
Definitely
like,
Jack
older car.
Well, very cool. Anything else?
Just been at home applying for jobs. I think that's mostly
rough,
it.
man.
Other than just like the weather, it's just been interesting.
Yeah.
It was very windy today. I hope all our pillows on the patio are still there.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah.
Oops.
But yeah, no, I think that's about it for us. Just been going to the movies.
Oh yeah.
Yada yada.
Yeah, we did that. I saw
Did
Cocaine
you guys
Bear.
see Cocaine Bear?
I saw Cocaine Bear.
Yeah,
Jeffrey
Jeffrey saw Cocaine Bear.
You guys saw Cocaine Bear?
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
I
Sarah.
haven't seen it yet.
Did y'all see Magic Mike's Last Dance?
I have not seen any of the Magic Mike films.
Neither had we, but we saw this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we both were like, oh, this movie's rated R? Huh. And then we like went to the movie and we're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Because like the trailer's pretty tame.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh. And it's funny because like Sarah even was like, I wonder if there's gonna be like
Bits.
like
if
a
there's
penis
gonna
in
be
this movie.
penis.
And I'm like, no, it doesn't seem like it's that kind of like movie. You know, like I feel like typically that kind of stuff shows up in like either a very serious drama or like a comedy, a crude comedy. And and then we get in and I'm like, oh, this movie's
about a stripper.
It's about a male stripper. So maybe there will be.
There were no
How
penis.
did you not know that going in?
We're just dumb.
We didn't know. We were very surprised. I was not surprised to see that the audience. I might have been the only guy that was in that audience.
Yeah.
Everyone else was like 40-year-old women.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
What else did we see? We saw something with
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. I feel like we've seen a lot of movies.
We saw. Well, here. let me-
Sarah did not want to see Cocaine Bear with me.
No, I knew that wasn't going to be my
There's-
job.
The only movie in the list of movies you guys just mentioned that I had any interest in seeing.
I gotta be honest, I wasn't ready for Cocaine
Oh, yeah,
Bear.
we watched Jesus
The
Revolution
world
last
is not
night.
ready for Cocaine.
Oh yeah, we saw
I
Jesus.
love Cocaine Bear.
We saw
And then
Jesus
we watched
Revolution.
Titanic, but I think we had talked about that, right?
No, not
no,
if
we
we
have.
saw it on the 15th.
Yeah, we saw Titanic on Valentine's Day. And The Fablemans.
That's like the most cliche thing I've ever heard.
It
Yeah.
was. I was like Sarah. So Sarah has never watched Titanic with me.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I was like, Sarah, it's in theaters for its 30th.
Yeah, the last time I watched Titanic
Or not-
was when
sorry,
it was on
25th.
2 VHS tapes at my grandma's
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
Right?
and Sarah's like, I just remember it's just a sad movie and it makes me feel sad and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Sarah, maybe when you watch it this time, you'll be like, okay, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what I expected, but
You just really wanted to watch it. So
I just wanted to
you're
watch
like,
it,
"Sarah,
and
watch
you actually watched it with me. And
Yeah.
then, as the movie ended, Sarah said, "I fucking love this movie. I want to
Nah,
watch it
I was
again
like-
and again."
All right, I won't watch it until like the next like big anniversary. or
Yeah,
whatever.
she said, "I'll watch it with you."
in like
when-
20 something years.
Yeah, another 20 years. All
On the
right,
30th anniversary? That's in 5 years.
Mm,
Sarah.
no.
She's gonna wait for the 50th. But yeah. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of the movie stuff. Sarah, I feel like we're teetering on it.
Yeah.
My question to Laura, I know Paleo hasn't seen it, but my question to Laura is, should we put up a spoiler tag about Cocaine Bear?
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, Sarah, can you arrange this?
Okay.
We need to discuss this movie.
Just
Oh,
pull
okay,
up
I'm
a
gonna
picture of
definitely-
like
Okay.
the polar bear from the Coca-Cola ad.
A reminder for everybody, we're going to put up a spoiler tag here. As long as the screen is up with the spoiler, we will be discussing potential spoilers for the movie Cocaine Bear. When it goes down, you know you're safe to come back in. So, yeah.
However, I will say that even if you know everything that happens in this movie, it's still fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, it's... Okay, we got the spoiler screen up. Laura, do you want to just take
It's
the
fine.
floor?
I mean, okay, sure. So Cocaine Bear is a film based on true events about a black bear in the southeast of the United States who gets its hands on a bunch of cocaine that got like lost in that area due to like a plane going down. And that's pretty much where the similarities end with the real story. So the actual story is, that happens. The bear eats like a fuck ton of cocaine and pretty much immediately dies because, it ate a lot of cocaine.
Oh, is that how
The movie, however, the bear's going nuts. It's delightful. It's this, not particularly high budget movie with the CGI bear that just going out and being high and killing a bunch of people, and there's like a bunch of different like little fun character like storylines to follow. Oh, it's great. It's a lot of fun. There's nothing like meaningful or deep about it. It's just you just go and you have a good time, and that's it.
So I ended up seeing this on Saturday because my dad. I mentioned that I went to the NASCAR event this weekend. Well, Saturday got rained out, and I had bought a ticket for my dad for Christmas to go to that event, and he already knew he wouldn't be able to go the following day. And
I thought you meant that you bought your dad a ticket to Cocaine Bear.
No, that wasn't
you guys were waiting until like late February.
He's been waiting for this movie for months, years, and so he, the event got rained out, and he turns to me and immediately goes, "Well, it's not all bad. We could go see Cocaine Bear," and I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay, yeah, let's go do it." I already knew Sarah. Sarah had made it very clear. She's like, "I don't want to see this movie," and I mean, I don't know why, Sarah.
I can't imagine why, Sarah. I really can't.
Sarah, why didn't you want to see this movie?
I don't like watching people get dismembered.
Well, so that only happens like to every person in the movie. Except, okay, so this is what I found so interesting about this movie, is that I wasn't ready for it, like I said. Specifically, this kind of comedy, I'm so used to, I feel like I've become almost comfortable with this kind of comedy, in the sense that you know that bad things are going to happen to bad people. And in this case, it was like bad things were happening to like innocent people or good people. And once I
still played like a comedy.
Oh no, yeah, like it was so weird, like the ambulance scene had like the music going, and it was like da 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 da, and these people are being like ripped up and thrown through windshields, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I feel like there was always a collective, oh shit moment from the audience every time somebody died and how they died, and I was like, wow, we're all just going through this together, aren't we?
Yeah, it's just that's like the whole thing, right? It's just that everything is very over the top and goofy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I love it. And like, it treads that line, right? Because there's like a line of, the quote unquote like bad horror movie, right? Where it's like something. It falls into this like a lot of times with like your asylum films, like your Sharknado, where it's like you know, it can be fun depending on who you are, but it's also like they're very obviously trying to make a B movie, right?
Right.
It's like there are actual B movies where it's like a director had a vision and just fucking could not hit the mark. And it's like those are more charming because it was like this is actually somebody who was trying to make something good.
Right.
But then like, you know, your Sharknado 4 is like, all right, we get it. Like you had a bit, you played your hand the first movie and now it's just stale. And
Yeah.
like this is kind of like riding that line, right? Where it's like it knows exactly what it is. It's not like anyone's like this. No one's trying to make a statement with this movie, right? Like it's just a fucking cocaine bear, but they play it perfectly.
Yeah.
They don't take themselves too seriously. They don't make it too like dumb, you know? Like it's a dumb movie, but it's like it's not to the point where it's just like, okay, nothing matters. It's like no, there's still characters with personalities and stakes and stuff, and it's just I think it nailed it with like exactly where it wanted to be tonally.
Right. And I agree that there is investment into it. Like there's enough of the story that you're like, okay, I want to know where this goes, as opposed to I've seen enough movies, maybe not as many as like Saber, but we've seen those kind of movies where it's like I don't even care what happens to the characters, and at that point it's like, well, where's the fun in this? Mm-hmm. But I remember after leaving the movie, and I was thinking about again, if you want to just do a line down the middle and say there were either good people or bad people in the movie. Bad people being like, the bad guys, the guys that were trying to get the cocaine. And I'm like, wait a minute. Outside of the guy that at the beginning of the movie throws the cocaine out of the airplane and dies. Yeah. If you want to, put him on their side. I was like, all the bad guys. Oh, wait, no. I've forgotten. The main bad guy also gets his. I almost forgot about that. I was like, did any bad guys die in this movie? Yes, one definitely did.
Like the main, like the head of that group, right?
Right. I think I was still getting over the ambulance people by that moment. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, no, there's definitely an audience out there for this movie, but you have to just
me, I'm the audience.
Be ready because it is a violent movie. And it sets its tone fairly early, but there's still the surprise to me of like, again, just how violent some of the deaths were to people that you wouldn't anticipate would get those kind of deaths in a typical movie-going experience. It basically, what I'm getting at is it does not follow a lot of rules. And I think that's what makes it so unpredictable and certainly exciting in that sense. Because you don't know who's going to get fucked up. I was half convinced that the girl was going to, who they were trying to find. I was like, oh, it's not going to end well for her. Like, they're
Honestly, I was, a little bit annoyed. I was like, aw, man, they're doing such a good job being unpredictable and nuts, but they were too afraid to kill a kid in the movie.
I was like, are they gonna do it? And they didn't.
They didn't do it.
Should have.
They didn't even kill Cocaine Bear's kids because Cocaine Bear is a mom.
That's true.
She's a single mother.
I think my biggest gripe with the movie is there's a moment where the Cocaine Bear collapses asleep on top of somebody, and the guy
disappears.
Yeah, he disappears. Did it bother you the way it bothered me, where when the guy identifies that it is a female bear, and he says the bear's vagina's on my ear? I'm like, your head's nowhere near that part of the bear.
Because her head was at the same end as his head.
Yeah, I was like,
so
what?
On top of him with his head was at her chest.
Yeah,
that's not where her vagina is.
That's when I was like, wow, this movie is so unrealistic.
Right. That's why I left the theater.
I couldn't take it anymore. They did not know bear anatomy. Come on.
I don't believe this.
But yeah, no, it was God, it was something. It was something. I'm
I had a
glad.
great time.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you saw it. So.
Oh yeah.
Now, did you go by yourself or did Saber go with you?
No, Saber went with me. We went together. We had a little date night out of it.
I was pretty happy the tone the movie struck. Because I'm like, okay, it's going to be one of those kinds of films. Which I felt like it was like big, silly, gruesome kind of film, but not too gruesome.
It's dark comedy.
I wouldn't even say necessarily dark. It's absurd.
Maybe more absurd, but I mean, I would say dark because a lot of people are getting ripped apart.
What's that one? There's that short that was on YouTube back in like 2015 with the guy. Was it Kung Fury?
Oh my god, I fucking love Kung Fury.
It kind of is like a little bit of that. Not
yeah, no,
too,
I can see it. Like
not that
tonally.
extreme. But as far as the tone being like the movie knows it's a movie kind of like the part where there are two characters who I love the most. The sheriff, the officer, where he's like, "Oh, does he have a dog? Does it play fetch? Yeah, well, that's good for you."
His whole storyline of just being like he adopted this dog that like he was hoping for like a bigger
dog.
like more traditional dog, and he gets like this little like I don't even know what kind of
It's like a
breed it
long
is.
hair Shih Tzu or something, and he just carries it around a box the entire time.
Well, he has the one officer watch after it while he goes after Cocaine Bear.
But there's when he's like dying, and he's like having flashbacks.
And he's
to
thinking
his
about
dog.
her, and he's like, "No, I love my dog."
No, he's like dying. He's like, "How's Rosie?
Okay.
Is she okay?" And then the ranger with Margot. What's her name?
Margot Martindale.
Margot Martindale killed it.
Her and the guy that she has a crush on might be my two favorite characters.
I don't like to call them animals.
Right? I love him.
But
the one thing that got the biggest laugh out of me was the stupidest fucking thing. Because it's like an aside line that you barely even hear, but it's like when that guy is starting to walk towards the woods with like the young like the little girl's mom, because they're like going to look for the daughter, and she's like, "You have to come like show me where the waterfall is or whatever, so I can go find my daughter." And like the guy ranger like goes out and is walking like next to her. He's just like asking her about her shoes, like, "Oh, you think you're good for going on like the hiking trail in those shoes?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think they should be fine." He's just like, "Oh, okay. I got boots on." I'm like, it's just the way he says it just got me.
And the reason why it made me laugh hard because like I'm a big fan of humor that's like kind of just off the cuff, like kind of, and to have Margot as a ranger to begin with doesn't make sense. She's obviously irresponsible. She's got this weird way of like even talking, and then when she said it was like, "We'll make sure you got some good shoes on. I got boots." And it sounded like a little kid, It's like
little kid being like, "I got boots on."
I got boots. So just hearing that just killed me and Laura in the theater. So it was fun because like Lord and Miller worked on this film, and they rarely miss. They typically they make good movies, and I trust them. So this one wasn't like, wow, this wrecks my world, but I'm like, this was fun. I enjoyed it. So
I had a great time.
It's wild, if you will. Pun intended.
Oh.
Sarah, do you have any last notes on Cocaine Bear?
No. I didn't see it.
All right. Well, don't say I didn't offer.
I think it's worth saying that I'm really glad that there was a happy ending for Cocaine Bear. She killed that guy, and then her and her kids were just fine.
Yeah.
But also addicted to cocaine.
It happens.
Now there's a generation of cocaine bears out there.
My dad turns to me as the credits start rolling, and he goes, "Do you think there's going to be a sequel?" I'm like, well, based off of the material it's based on, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, the similarities end pretty quickly.
Yeah, I guess they do. And like you said, but I feel like this is a nice, like, put a bow on it, call it good. Like,
Oh yeah.
They did.
I really appreciate that this came out like around the same time as that garbage Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Oh.
Because then it can be like the Chad cocaine bear and the virgin blood and honey.
Sarah, are we gonna see the Winnie the Pooh movie?
No.
Don't. I haven't seen it, but I already know that it's
Bad.
a steaming pile of garbage.
Oh, I honestly wouldn't spend money to see that movie, but
I'll watch it without giving the creators any credit. If if the opportunity arises, it's not like I would
do anything illegal. No, of course not. I understood what you were getting at. If someone has the DVD at their house, you may borrow it.
Someone else paid for it. I didn't.
Take the VHS home.
VHS.
That's like that thing that's going around Twitter, or at least I saw it going around Twitter, where it's the you wouldn't steal a car, would you? And that they used they pirated music for that, like, don't steal movies, don't pirate movies thing.
Is that true?
That's what I've seen going around. So
that ad was made with pirated music. That's so fucking funny.
I love it. It's like, oh, well, we were talking about music. We were talking about movies. There's a big difference.
The music, it's okay, but movies.
Yeah, that's the movie industry and the music industry just shitting on each other.
Oh my god.
Well, unless there's anything more for Cocaine Bear, I think we'll pull down the spoiler screen.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. So we could let Paleo know that he's allowed back from the corner. So, yeah, let's see here. Looking over our list of discussion topics.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah's like, I'm waiting for her to scroll. So...
You can do this one.
You want me to do that one?
Sure.
Okay. Folks, I want you to buckle up, because I don't know if everyone is aware of what I'm about to tell them. But since our last podcast...
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
There has been an announcement.
Yeah, Frozen 3.
Oh, yeah, Frozen 3.
Toy Story 5 is coming
to
town. The boys are back in town. Didn't they use that song for Toy Story?
They did.
Did they?
All of a sudden, I just had the biggest nostalgia rush when I said that, and I was like, wait, did that happen?
That did happen.
Oh my god. There you go. Nathaniel Fogo, by the way. Wait, what is this? Oh, so this isn't spoilery, but is related to our previous topic, and then we'll jump headfirst into the next one. Nathaniel Fogo says, how do you all feel knowing that Cocaine Bear is Ray Liotta's last film?
Like, what a way to go out, right?
So, what happened to Ray?
I don't actually know. I just know that he passed away.
He died last year. Yeah.
Because I saw the thing at the end of the credits, and that kind of was my, like, wait, he died moment? So, yeah.
I don't know details. I just know that he is no longer with us, and the last thing he was in was Cocaine Bear, and it's like, you know what?
It said he died in his sleep. I don't know, like, what complications he might have.
Yeah, it says it was an apparent heart attack.
It sucks.
Considering the movie, I'm glad that it wasn't like an overdose or something.
That would have been really upsetting, actually.
It would have been like, I echo what Laura said. What a last film to go out on. Yeah. It was a wild one. Speaking of films, it was announced that Zootopia is officially getting a sequel.
Yeah.
And Sarah, I know that you're the biggest Zootopia fan that I know. Yeah. Your thoughts?
It's great. Good to hear. Hope it's better than Wreck-It Ralph too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Were you?
Yeah, but that also shouldn't be too hard.
Were you, Sarah? When you found out about this, were you like, oh no, Oh no.
I honestly was starting to expect it because they're putting a lot of money into Zootopia, like with the Animal Kingdom edition. They're getting a land and a ride in overseas, and also now here. So I'm like, they're putting a lot of money into Zootopia. I feel like, and also they had the Zootopia Plus. I'm like, there's some moves that they're making here, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And then like they had that whole brand new merch line that came out.
That's true. Yeah, I did theorize after Zootopia Plus came out, and there was such a lack of Judy and Nick. Mm-hmm. Again, this was my hopeful theory. Yeah. So where I was like, oh, maybe this is the sign that a sequel is coming. That's why they didn't, because I think initially when Zootopia Plus was announced, some people thought, is this in lieu of making a sequel? Mm-hmm. And it was the lack of Judy and Nick in that where I was like, that's interesting. So yeah, if folks haven't already seen it on the ACRacebest channel, I did make another It's Happening video. Mm-hmm.
We went to a whole bunch of places. We went to the LA Zoo.
Yeah, we went to the zoo.
We went to Hollywood. Much to our, we didn't really want to, but we did anyway.
We did it for the Vine. Yeah. We went to a monster truck show. Yeah, we went to a park. Like we went to a lot of different locations. We went to Disneyland.
We couldn't go through the gate, so we just filmed just outside.
I was standing in front of. We went to
Disneyland just for like the merchandise shot. Yeah, we were in the area because of the monster truck show in LA, or Anaheim. And so we were like, well, let's just go over to downtown Disney and we'll just film some stuff there. But then we went to the plaza where he stood in front of the gate to go into the park, but we didn't.
Yeah, a couple shots of downtown Disney. Yeah. I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind that, and I was always hoping it was a when, not if, but when Zootopia 2 was announced, that I would make another video like that. And I've always kind of thought like, well, I should probably start recording this in advance, and I never did.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh crap, Sarah, we gotta go. We gotta film stuff. Sarah was a trooper, as she always is. So we did a bunch.
I was the one that was like, let's go to the zoo.
Right. Sarah saw her.
The opportunity.
She took her opportunity. That was a fun day at the zoo. But yeah, so
did you guys go to the zoo to see the rabbits?
I'll be honest with you.
We tried for them.
Zoos have rabbits.
I tried to find rabbits at the zoo.
The only place that we figured that they would have been is at the children's location where they have a petting zoo sort of thing.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
but it was closed.
But it also only says that they have little goats.
Yeah,
and stuff.
They have goats and maybe a pig or something.
Bunnies though, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. I thought I've seen them before.
Yeah.
I feel like we
probably do.
I think we once went. I filmed. I think there's a video on my channel that's Zootopia, when we went around the zoo
with Tommy and Shayla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I made some dumb video.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. But yeah. So anyways, we filmed that. Got that out, but. Yeah, needless to say, I am very excited. I'm cautiously excited, I should say. I know that Sarah's already been through this with her movie getting a sequel and how that went.
What kind of allays my fears is that this Disney Plus, the Zootopia Plus thing was so good, and I'm like, if they keep those writers for the film, I think they'll be all right.
Right, and we already know that Jared Bush, who was one of the main writers for Zootopia, is going to be one of the writers.
Do we know about Byron Howard?
I don't know if I've seen details on who's directing the movie, but Jared Bush certainly made comments about it where it's like, okay. And maybe I'm even reading too far into that. Like, maybe he's just like, cool, our movie got a sequel. It does say there.
Film is directed by George Stone and Byron Howard.
Who's George Stone?
I have no idea.
Well, this guy better know that he has a very big responsibility.
Give him a call, Race.
Oh, I'm gonna talk with him. Just as I go.
Jaxblade is.
Jax, did you hear that Zootopia's getting a sequel?
Oh, shut up! No way.
Yeah.
You fucking with me?
No. I wouldn't do. I wouldn't
Were
do
you
that.
actually serious, or you just? I'm joking.
No, they're serious, yeah.
Yeah,
wouldn't.
that's awesome. It's awesome. I saw your video on it.
Yeah.
Of course, it was expected.
Yeah. I had to do something for it.
Good.
But yeah, we're just talking a little bit about Zootopia coming out and taking a look. Now that's the original.
Yeah, I
Zootopia.
know. I
Good.
thought maybe his name would be on.
Now they can give me some Street Shark people.
It's interesting. It's
Okay, that's what I
interesting
want.
that Sarah's not finding George Stone. The only one she found is someone who died in 1967. So if that is him, this
They
is
brought it back.
very impressive, honestly.
Yes.
Let's see here. I'm looking him up. Sarah, I'll find him. That was a baseball player.
They
Who
brought
is-
back a dead baseball player.
Oh,
just for
cool.
YouTube.
Oh no, it's gonna be a sport movie.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Sports.
I looked up. Wait, there's a guy named George Stone. And oh, the sword in the stone popped up.
Huh.
See, that's because of his last name. I have no idea who this is.
The guy who invented peanut butter.
George Stone? What?
I don't know. George something. I don't know.
The guy who
I'll
invented
take it.
peanut butter? Peanut butter?
George Washington Carver.
I don't know. What I do know is that we got a super chat from Base Space saying, "Will Zootopia 2 finally be the film that will make Race admit he's a furry?" JK.
We passed this point.
Yeah, right?
Be like me, Race. I have like a Ben 10 watcher for Sonos.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ben 10, is that even a furry show?
No.
Well,
he's just
technically.
alien.
No, that's how
I
you
mean,
score the
technically,
picture.
As someone who watched the show, there are quite furry aliens that he has. So.
I'm not familiar. Yeah, who knows? I'm excited though. Sarah and I have our movie, no, not Movie Pass, but we have our unlimited,
Yeah.
which
Regal
means
Unlimited.
that this time we can go every day of the week.
Yeah.
oh, sweet. Hopefully it's like just as good, if not better. It's not like, well, I'm sure y'all are talking about like Wreck-It Ralph too. Like that's just,
Oh, yeah.
ugh. Yeah,
Everyone's
you
gonna
don't
be
want
watching the tabloids to be like, when is Sarah going to divorce him?
that.
You wouldn't,
It's
right,
just like
Sarah?
Growing
ignorance to
time
set
moves.
in.
Oh.
Like, what if it is the same quality as Wreck-It Ralph 2, but Race is just like, no, it's better. Come on, let's just watch it. And we watch it for like 2 weeks. It's just like, no, it's better. I don't care.
I bring my own like little DVD player and just watch the first Zootopia in the
Yeah,
theater.
exactly. Just in the movie theater on a portal.
They're
What is
like,
that
what's
guy
he doing?
If you play the first movie in reverse and start it at the same time as the second movie,
It just says
Yeah,
Satan,
exactly.
Satan, 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 Satan.
you'll unlock the extra secret ZPD passcode.
Ooh. Ah. Well, I'm certainly, obviously, I'm excited about this. I've just been it's weird because for the first time, and this isn't something that I chose to have happen to me, but it just naturally has been happening. But there was that movie. I think people were already laughing at it. I haven't even seen a trailer for it, but there's that live action Peter Pan movie that was announced,
Yeah.
I saw
Oh,
the
yeah.
trailer today.
Oh.
and it was
Captain Hook looks a little lame.
okay. Well, I know nothing about it, but I
You mean Chippendale Rescue Rangers?
do what? Huh?
You mean Chippendale Rescue Rangers, the live-action Peter Pan movie?
Oh, see, you're right. You're right. Ah!
They did that.
You're right. But they
And boy.
with this, like, when they announced this movie, I realized I didn't have this feeling of, well, why the hell are they wasting their time on this movie when they could get working on Zootopia 2? But because Zootopia 2's been announced, now I'm like, okay, sure, whatever they want to make at this point. I got my announcement, so I'm
When's
being.
it coming out? Like 2024 or 5?
I don't know. What's funny is that I do know, somebody who works at Disney Animation Animation, and in their film department. And I had jokingly asked, not maybe a week before this announcement came out, and I said, I was like, hey, so, you could tell me, if Zootopia 2, if you guys are working on Zootopia 2. And obviously I say this in a way where it's like, clearly I understand, if you are, you can't tell me you are. I get it.
Right.
But I said that, and he's like, to be honest with you, we just had a huge company meeting that week. And, or actually, I might have heard this secondhand. I think my sister said that this was later that week after I brought that up, and they had a meeting, and she said that he thought that they were going to tell them their future lineup, because when I had joked about this, he's like, well, we actually haven't yet been informed on what movie. I think he said for 2025 is coming out. I don't think it was 24. It might have been 24. But and so they had this meeting, and they still didn't announce the movies there. And so they all kind of were like, oh, we thought that's when we were going to get our info. And then to see, like, a few days later, the announcement came out. And I'm just laughing. I'm like, wow, I asked at the perfect time to get a truthful non-answer, and then be like, oh, now we all just found out together. So, because my sister was texting me when the news came out, and she was like, guess what? And I'm like, no, I know.
I know. So are we gonna expect you as like a cameo in there, like as like a freaking like Judy's ex or something? He just walks by, it's like,
God,
Nick,
yes.
this is my ex. Oh my god! It's like, hey, how you doing? He just loves racing.
Judy's
He's just
ex. It gotta be the ex.
What? Or I thought. Well, see, that's the question now. Do you ship yourself with her, or do you ship Nick with her?
No,
Exactly.
No,
See,
I should. Yeah. I would be a weird ex, because I'd be like, hell yeah, come on, you two, I want you to hook up.
You're just like really supportive of her and like her future endeavors.
And then she falls back in love with that, and it's like, no,
Stop.
don't.
just falls back in love. And then you're like the antagonist of Zootopia 2, because Nick is like, this bitch is trying to take my girl. And
You gonna will this into existence where I become
Yes.
the villain of Zootopia 2 somehow?
No, it's like, because Disney, they ain't DreamWorks. They lost their villain card a while ago. So
I always get so Sarah and I just watched Rescuers Down Under. And
oh yeah, the classic.
And in that movie, you have Bernard and Bianca, who everyone's like, they're meant to be. And Bernard, in the beginning of the movie, tries to propose and screws it up and doesn't get his chance to do it. And then we have one of those movies where a new guy kind of shows up, and he's like, hey there,
Chad,
babe. And everyone's like, damn, I mean, he is hot. You know, he is a kangaroo rat. Like, that's pretty hot. And he's got the accent. That's pretty hot. And then you're like, oh no, Bernard was so close. Yeah. And now he's going to lose it all. And then at the end, he proposes, and you're like, oh, thank God.
There you go.
No,
you got the
not
plot of Zootopia
Bernard.
2. It's like poetry. It rhymes. It repeats. Okay. Like, that's what goes on.
Marahute shows up in Zootopia 2,
yes.
and they're just like, birds!
She has a freaking Hannibal Lecter mask on, and she's locked
my
up.
God,
And they're gonna go ask her for fucking. They're gonna be like, "Yo, so we need you to tell us about this new bad guy." And he's like, "Well, you came to the right girl."
Nora sent a super chat, by the way, saying live action Disney mermaids.
Yeah.
Well,
Isn't
actually,
that funny?
Yeah.
Did y'all talk about how they use the only crab that can't breathe?
oh, we have not
We
talked
have
about
not
any
talked
of
about that,
this.
but we saw it.
Wait, I haven't even seen that. Is that true?
Yes.
That's just really true. Laura, so
That's
they
so
use
embarrassing.
for Sebastian, they use this crab, and of course, it's like to give it anthro eyes to be like, oh yeah, he has personality in his eyes for some reason. They were like, oh, let's use this version of a crab which looks like it, and it turns out that crab cannot survive underwater for long
Oh
periods
my
of time.
God.
Under the sea.
Yeah, this is maybe a controversial opinion, but you know what would actually make that movie work? Is if it was fucking animated. Oh
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. Or like a horror movie.
It would never work, Laura. A horror movie.
Yeah, like remember in like, well, dude, there was this mermaid horror movie I saw a long time ago called She Creature, and it was like I remember one of my friends tricked me into watching it because he said it was a Little Mermaid but with like boobs, and I was like, oh shit, I'll watch this, and I was like, this is horrifying, and then I was like, there was, Race.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if they took those freaking mermaids from Pirates and made that into like a movie? Because that was like the best part of Pirates 4. Pirates 4 isn't great, but that was like the best part of that movie.
Oh, yeah.
It certainly would be. I would be down with that. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should do that. Bring those freaking scary things back.
By the way, Jax, I didn't mention this when you got here. I don't know if you've seen it, but we discussed Cocaine Bear earlier.
Oh, I'm gonna go see that tomorrow as a double feature with Creed 3.
Nice.
Yeah,
Enjoy yourself.
I will.
They're probably going to be very similar movies.
I can imagine. Fucking brutal, like from the trailer. You know what's funny? I like had like a horror marathon this week because I was just cleaning while my mom was away, and it was just like there was just a bunch of stuff. Like I watched like Barbarian. I watched what was it? The fucking that Smile movie. I watched like The Menu, and The Menu was fucking awesome. That
Why
if you
I
have
love
watch
the
all
menu.
those.
the Menu was so great. I made that cheeseburger today. That cheeseburger was boxes, as the kids say. And yeah, but it was like there was a bunch of stuff where I was just like, these are really good and brutal in the proper ways, and I was just like, yeah, this is nice. This is nice. This is my Disney thing because I like violence.
Nice.
I don't know why I'm saying that. Yeah.
I like that.
Hi, Hero.
Hello.
Hey, Hero.
Have you heard that
Hey,
Zootopia
Hero.
2 is happening?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, when was that? Yes, I heard.
I know.
Even the same.
Are you excited about Toy Story 5?
No.
What about
I'll watch it. It's gonna be good, probably. I'll watch it.
Yep.
I'm not
Yeah,
excited.
Can we say
I think
because
it's a perfectly good analysis of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, is because I agree so much because like we've talked about this before, but like Toy Story 4, I know it's like it's one of those movies where it's just like I can't call you a bad film, but it's just like you're just unnecessary in my
But
opinion.
you're not welcome to be here. But if you, at least since you're here, at least you
Hey,
Yeah, you're-
did work, right?
hey, to quote
You get your ass out the fucking door.
To
Straight.
quote-
Get the fuck out of here.
to quote Toy Story 4 itself, I'm trash.
Okay,
I'm
to be
trash.
fair, I love him.
Yeah, he's great. Forky's great.
See, what I am a little more excited than I thought I was going to be for is new Frozen, because Frozen 2 left
Yes.
quite a bit to be desired. And like, the more I got past people always talking about Frozen 1, I was like, I kind of like Frozen 1. And I want Frozen to do well. So, yeah,
Frozen
give me
2
good
is
Frozen
I'm-
3.
I'm probably most excited for Inside Out 2. Wait, but that was announced before. But they put
Why?
that
Because
as
you want
part
to
of,
see
like,
puberty, freaking
What?
What about
Remember what was that button in the end of the first movie where it's like,
yeah,
what's this?
Yeah,
the puberty
yeah, that
button.
was the red button. for
I'm
puberty.
curious what that's
Yeah.
gonna be. Like,
Oh,
it's gonna be so...
that's what that was.
Is
I
that
wanna
really
see
what it is?
more.
Just okay.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Oh,
I want to
Okay,
see
that'll
more
be-
of Disgust. I'd like for her to be in the movie a little bit more.
Oh, she has to be.
Yeah.
well, she's a teenager, so yeah.
So
it's
she's gonna be
obviously that's
disgusted by everything,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. prime.
But yeah, Zootopia 2, of course I'm excited for it. I'm excited for you for it. I'm probably more excited for it than I would usually be because I'm excited for you for it.
Oh, thanks, Hero.
They should introduce Sky. Put her in the movie. Put her and Jack in the movie. Cowards!
find a way. You know, I wonder if they would be accused of like, oh, you guys are just trying to take after the Bad Guys movie with a girl fox. Psh.
Girl Fox. Oh yeah.
You're like this. We designed this before the Bad Guys movie even came out.
I know. Yeah, I also I appreciate that, Hero. I was gonna say I feel the same way when I heard that the Lion King live action movie, and that I hated it more because I knew you would hate it.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
But like, they're making that new one, or so they said. I haven't heard anything about it since. But they're making that new one that's a prequel to the Lion King. I'm like, so I'm getting new Lion King content, but it looks like this.
Yeah.
Which is so frustrating because credit where credit is due. Like, if you just look at the Lion King, like if you just look at like a snippet of it, like a screenshot of it, like, wow, look at how detailed these lines are. It's like a crazy feat how good they look. But then you remember the kind of story it has to be, and you're like, wow, this falls apart so fast. Oh my god.
Dude, I would love to like time travel and just show the Lion King 2019 to like some like past person and be like, yeah, this is the future. You need to worry about this. Like this they evolved to this level. All right, like.
Also, now as Beyonce. I know Beyonce is only in Destiny's Child right now, but she said that she won't split off and do a solo career ever, but she will. And it will be amazing.
Splicing. Yeah.
I love that clip of Beyonce being like, I don't think we could ever split up. It's like, girl, please.
I don't think we could ever split up. Say my name. all the single ladies, whatever that one was.
But yeah,
it song slaps. Seriously though.
It does.
Which one? Single ladies?
It's so catchy.
It's such a good song.
I like the dance. I like to do the dance.
Same.
Yeah.
I'll sing a lady.
I was actually listening to Crazy in Love recently. I was like, why did this song like more than slaps? Like
it's so good.
You.
Right
Excuse me, man. You may not.
Dude, that shit makes me do a stripper walk whenever I hear it.
Makes everyone do a stripper walk.
Yeah, dude. Like, and I get my like heels out, just.
Like you don't know where they come from, but you're suddenly wearing high heels and a robe.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like my feet just grow. I'm like,
on that note, speaking of, being strippers and specifically animation, the Annie Awards took place.
Yeah.
What a segue.
Annie Awards.
Thank you. It's why I'm here.
Hero, Paleo told on you. I gotta say. How could you?
What did I do now?
How could you?
What'd you do?
No, okay. So I gotta give a setup for this, okay? Because this is just funny. All right, so years ago, I can say that now. Me and Paleo were watching. What were we watching, Paleo?
Okay, gotcha.
What were we watching, Paleo?
No, we were
remember?
doing one of our discussions.
Okay.
Of like cartoons against each other, and
Oh yeah. So we were.
It was
doing
LT Gray and something else. I completely forgot what it was against.
Okay, we were doing one of our discussions about about like past Nickelodeon shows or something like that, and we were talking about the show LT Gray, Adventures of Manny T. Gray, stuff like that. His father's like a superhero, his granddad's a supervillain, all this stuff, and it's like entertaining show for the kids back in the day. And so like we're watching it, and it's just like, oh, did you ever watch that show? It's like, no, I never watched that show and stuff like that. But I was like, I heard it was like pretty good though. And then Paleo was like, yeah, I never watched it either, but at least I remember the theme song, Mucha Lucha, Mucha Lucha. And I'm just like,
yeah, I didn't get it messed up that badly.
And I was just like, Paleo, what? LT Gray and Mucha Lucha are different. And he was like, wait, what? They're different and stuff like that. And I cackled for like a good 5 minutes. And now I hear recently that my fellow brother has gone and done the same thing.
No, mine is nowhere near as egregious. Excuse you.
Okay.
Excuse you.
Okay. Why? That's a
No, George R. Gutierrez came out, and I was like, this guy's made it Mucha Lucha, right? And it was like, no, it's LT Gray. I was like, oh, yeah, sorry, I got him mixed up. That is not as bad as being like,
okay,
LT
sure.
Gray. That's the one where they go like, Mucha Lucha.
Yeah.
That is a different level.
Okay. I'll watch the stream clip later again. Yeah. Yes.
But yes, I did mix them up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's fine.
You're the only one who's made a mistake ever.
Did you call him George?
Jorge. I call him George. It's Jorge.
George.
Yeah.
Jorge. I had to look up his name because I only remembered his last name.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jorge. So I don't speak Spanish very well at all. Literally not at all.
Wait, George is fine. I thought you said George.
No, I did not say that.
George of the jungle.
Well, it seems like Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio took a lot of.
It swept.
Yeah.
Can we talk
Yeah.
about
I
something?
can't
Best
believe
feature.
that freaking thing. I mean, everyone liked that Pinocchio movie. I thought everyone hated it. Like the voice. I don't know. I want to kind of go out in the world. Like they like that shit. Like, oh my god.
Father, when can I be on my own?
On my
Can I
own.
say one thing about Pinocchio and the Annies and Mr. Del Toro?
Yes.
It was so funny because I just watch animation. Paleo like knows things about it, so he was like, I don't know, Pinocchio is probably gonna win. And I'm like, aye. And then we were watching the Annies, and like Mr. Del Toro came out and to do his speech, like they'd already made it like kind of clear that they're excited for him to be here, and he'd like done an introduction for something else earlier in the show, and then he came out again. What was it for? It wasn't quite yet for the award.
Yeah, it wasn't quite yet for It wasn't for
It wasn't for
best feature yet. It was for best direction.
Best direction.
He won for that. Yeah.
And yeah, they came out and they had like a long speech, and they didn't play them off. Like they played off everyone else. Like when their speeches started getting too long, and Mr. Del Toro comes up, and they just let him and his other dude talk for a long time. And I was like, if they don't play him off by the time the speech is over, then he won.
Yeah.
Clearly
it was also
he
like
won.
yeah, it was also like the third to last like award, I think. 'Cause,
Was
like,
it
the
longer
one-
than Christopher Judge's?
No.
Okay. I was about to say, that was
There was
long.
nothing that was that long.
Okay. Yeah.
No, but like, he just walked off. No music played. After like 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, like not 4 minutes, all like 3.5 minutes of talking. I was like, that's it. He won. They were too scared to press the music. I was like,
Did the
they
Bill Clinton kid show up again?
No.
Oh my
Not
god.
at this place.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm probably looking too far into it, but like, it like 7% pissed me off. The other 92 is like, who cares? But like 7%, I was like, that's kind of fucked. Actually, for the other people winning the awards, who also have things to say, but they're not Del Toro.
Well, I mean, Del Toro hasn't had a lot of opportunities to be
You're
on
right.
stage.
You're right.
Give speeches.
Well, maybe try being Del Toro.
Yeah. Have you thought about that?
Maurice LaMarche won for best voice acting.
Go
on Zootopia Plus.
Maurice!
Hey, we know
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that's
Zootopia
the
Plus.
only thing that Zootopia Plus was nominated for.
Yeah.
What?
What? How do you pronounce his first name? Guillermo.
Guillermo. You have to like have that.
Okay, there's no
Gotta
L.
roll it.
There's no
Guillermo.
L pronunciation whatsoever. Guillermo.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to ask.
Guillermo. Okay.
Did my babies win?
TMNT?
Yeah. Did they win?
No,
They
they
didn't
didn't.
win anything, no.
Oh. They didn't have anything. Oh.
Also, we were watching with Cass. We met them at how that con is called.
Everfree?
Yeah, we were watching with them, and the Owl House was nominated, but Owl House didn't win. And they're like, the gays lost. I'm like, can you say that? Dang, the gays lost. It stinks. But then the gays got a win later because
Yeah, it's so weird because like, remember that DreamWorks movie Abominable? Did you know that had a TV show?
no.
No.
That's what won over at the Owl House.
Huh? What?
Wow.
Yeah.
It must be a damn good TV show.
Yeah, but it's funny because like Time Lord, who sometimes shows up in this chat, but in my chat said like, well, Luz does have Luz in her name.
Oh.
That's a good point.
Excuse me, her name is Luz.
That's right. I heard it in a Saberspark video.
I thought it was Les
No.
being.
Didn't die, thank you.
You waited the exact amount of time necessary. All right.
Okay. So I'm just kind of scrolling through these. I could see. I think I could see, or at least support why, like, let's pretend, right? Oh, would Zootopia Plus have been even available for some of this stuff? But a lot of this is like character animation or like character design, like stuff like that. It's all from the movie, so I wouldn't even.
I'm glad that
think...
Cuphead got a couple
the only
things.
thing I would.
Go ahead, did yeah.
What were you gonna say, Paleo?
Me or Sarah? Oh, me.
You go.
I was gonna say, I think the only other thing it could have been nominated for was Best Limited Series, because that was a new category this year. And Best Limited Series went to, actually, let me see, what did it go to? It went to Oni Thunder God's Tale. It was a Netflix series that came out, and because Baymax was nominated for that one, because that was a limited series. So they could have put Zootopia Plus in there, but they didn't.
Oh well.
What won Best Fight? Or whatever that thing
there
is.
wasn't
But you know the
Best Fight.
closest thing to that. It was like, action or something.
What, storyboarding?
Yeah.
Oh, well, storyboarding and editing both went to Puss in Boots.
Of course.
Because like the best storyboarding, like the scene they showed for that was the fight with Death.
Yeah. Anthony Holden.
Yeah.
Rise to him into.
Oh.
Okay.
My friend just literally just watched Puss in Boots. Like, this was one of my anime friends. He's like, I guess I'll go watch it with the anime boys. And I was like, all right, let me know how you like it. And he's like pretty negative about a lot of things. He came back, he's like, Pussy Booties was a good one. Kitty
Pussy Booties.
But actually, that was pretty hot. Kill me.
Pussy
Death.
Booties.
I was like,
That
are you?
just sounds ridiculously
Sorry.
foul. Okay, like.
Like, how do you wear those?
Right.
Sounds like it's rated X is what
Pussy
it's
Booties.
described.
Like, there's not even a conceivable way to like have that be a garment.
It's garments. It's garments for cats.
Oh,
Unless you like wear is like a
Pussy
it covers
booties.
both.
Yeah, little
Well, like,
shoes
you
for
could-
cats.
Yeah, there you go.
all right, I'm satisfied.
Which I guess technically, Puss in Boots is a cat in shoes.
It's literally in the fucking movie that we're talking about, and I can't get my head out of the gutter long enough to realize it's.
But you should know that we respect that around here. The gutter is our home.
I still love that the Japanese title is The Cat Who Wears Long Shoes.
Oh.
It's just like-
Amazing.
Long shoes.
Oh, they call me the cat who wears long shoes.
Del gato.
I think of it. See, I don't imagine the shoes going up your leg. I imagine them being like really long out your like toe area.
Like clown shoes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hope they reanimated it for that.
What were you saying, Paleo?
Yeah,
Did you say something?
I was saying, one thing they do at the Annie Awards is give out like the special awards, like Winsor McKay Award, which is basically like their lifetime achievement type award. And one they gave out to was to Craig McCracken, and guess who presented it to him?
Lauren
Hartman.
Lauren Faust was there, and she gave a speech and basically like praising her husband for everything he's done.
Yeah.
That was very nice. And then Pete Docter also got a Winsor McKay Award, but this one was weird because they had Bob Iger out there, and he presented a speech talking about Pete Docter.
The dude from
and
SNL?
then like what?
Okay, I'm sorry.
But because like in previous in the previous winners, they gave like a montage or whatever. Like for Craig McCracken, they showed like all the different cartoons he's worked on, and they usually do that for like everybody else. For this one, during the live stream, it said like, "Oh yeah, due to copyright and stuff and other issues, we can't show this this montage." And I'm like, "What?
Oh no.
Bob Iger is there. He's presenting the award."
Bob doesn't have permission.
This is my thing.
I think it's because I discussed it with PanamaMatt, and he said it might be because they were also streaming it on YouTube, and YouTube has that terrible, just automatic copyright system. So they just, I guess they didn't want to deal with it, so they couldn't like edit it down in time.
That's funny.
Ah, damn, that's weird.
So they just didn't show it because I was watching it on the site, and they didn't show it there.
Wow.
So, but I want to see what the montage they made for Pete Docter was like. Because the Craig the one they made for Craig McCracken was nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Well, anything else for the Annies that anyone wants to talk about?
Oh,
I know that we already
Marcel.
posted him.
Oh, I was gonna say Marcel the Shell with Shoes On was the indie winner. And Jenny Slate actually won the best voice acting for that.
Nice.
And she went on and accepted that.
what was Hero
My
saying?
sister got that book for me like a years ago.
Marcel the Shell with a few bells. What is the name of it again?
But
Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Yeah.
With shoes on. Not even at all.
I love
close to
them.
what I said.
Marcel the
But no, I was just one last thing about Lauren Pell's presentation for her husband's Windsor McKay Award. I just thought it was interesting that she was like really impartial. The word, I'm forgetting English, but she didn't mention anything about him being her husband until right at the end. So everything was like seemingly. I know it isn't actually, but it was like seemingly as like professional and unbiased as possible. She was like, he did this, this, and this. He did this, this. We worked together on this and this. And I'm proud to say that the Windsor McKay Award goes to my husband, like right at the end. I was like, oh, that's nice. Like, no bias, please to the best of your ability. So,
And then they just start violently making out on stage.
they definitely did not do that.
Oh yeah.
Also, Craig McCracken, on his appearance on Space Ghost Coast to Coast, he looks like a child.
Yeah, he does. I didn't know he was on a Space Ghost episode.
I make cartoons, and I was like, you look like you're like 17, bro.
Speaking of Craig McCracken, did y'all see that thing he posted on Twitter the other day of like someone did a fan animation of like Dexter's Lab.
Yeah,
and
I
so
did
like
see
so
that.
someone took like did a fan animation of Dexter's Lab, but they took audio from Johnny Bravo from when he went to like a certain island, and like they did the animation so well, like it was spot on, like superb.
Yeah.
That Craig McCracken, he was like, I worked on this exact episode. I thought I completely forgot a scene that we did. He's like, what is it? And he was just like, like it was just funny to see like someone who worked on it was like, wait, what did I make this? What the fuck? It's just like,
That's funny.
that was good.
Well,
Q&A?
is that what's next?
I think it's gonna be Q&A time. So that's your
Okay.
questions,
Yeah.
either super chat or via Twitter.
We already got
Super chats.
some super chats that we'll hit up here, but again, folks, you can start submitting in those questions for Q&A.
Yeah, for super chat, C.284 sends a super chat saying, "What's your favorite Scratch 21 song?" I have to look
don't
up
know
that
what that
band
is.
because
I'm looking this up right now.
From Ice Age?
Right?
Sarah and I are watching Ice Age right now.
The first one or the other ones?
Scratch
The
21.
good one or the bad one? Okay.
a virtual British pop punk band founded in 2014.
Oh, this
I
looks
don't know
furry.
that.
This looks very furry.
This looks very furry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have literally
Scratch.
never heard of Scratch 21.
Never
it's a
heard of
furry
them.
band, I think.
My Scratch 21
Those
wiki
are-
for the Furry Encyclopedia. Let's see here. I'm gonna learn.
Part of me
Are they
wants to
like-
believe this question was asked to be like, they don't know what Scratch 21
I guess
is,
Hailey
but
Monty's
they're
been
gonna
on their
find out.
album.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
When was the last time any of us have spoken to Monty?
I did when she was on the Weird Flex with OK podcast, but that was when that was still going. So like,
I think that's my answer. Is Eiley Monty? That's a good one.
That's the good one.
That's.
Strangers featuring Eiley Monty 2014. There you go. That's the one.
Oh wait, I might know that song. I think.
Whoa, okay. My brain didn't work for a second, and I saw Creep Radiohead. I was like, yo, they made Creep? No, of course they
I was
didn't.
about to say, they
Of course they did not.
How old are they? How old
They-
am I?
right.
Okay.
They covered it. My brain really didn't work. Jesus. I was like, that's a really good song. It's a rock band and everything.
Interesting. They were associated with Jan Animations and Island.
Oh, that's
Well,
a
whatever
name
happened
I've
to
not
Jan
heard in a
Animations?
long time.
See, like when that meme is used, I'm usually like, it's not been that long, but now it's starting to be like,
Right.
Jan Animation.
This has been a bit.
You know what? I was like, when my mom was out in England, I was just rewatching all of like Ponies just around the house.
I'm
while I was cleaning
about
up.
to, yeah.
And it was just like, oh, this is a really good show. And I was just like, I was getting like really invested in like like the first season again. I was just like, holy fuck, this is genuinely a good show. And I like, because there was part of me that was always sort of like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened to me during that time. I was just like, yeah, man, it's just the brain, the colors, and shit like that. It did some brainwash and shit. I was like, no, this
This keeps happening.
is good. This is good. I really like this, man.
I think I'm gonna have a rewatch of it probably in like a year or so. I think it's about time to go
Yeah,
back.
but like, where are all the seasons? Because Netflix only has like 3.
Thank you, Laura. Because like I watched all of it on like freaking Netflix, and it got to season 4, and I was like, what the fuck? All right, well, where's the other one? So I go to Hulu, and they only have season 9, and I'm just like, what the? Yeah, Hulu only has season 9, and I was just like, you don't. What the?
I don't
fuck?
even know where to watch it.
Yeah.
At this
I would
point, I'll
love
just
to be able
buy
to
all the
watch it.
episodes on YouTube.
I'll just buy the Blu-ray
Yeah, right.
or some shit.
There aren't any Blu-rays. They're only
Exactly,
DVDs.
Paleo.
Well, this
exactly.
is-
You brought my-
Oh, this is troubling.
What?
No, just what you guys are talking about. The fact that
No, it's so weird because like I was like going through the seasons, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. And I was like, season 5, and I was just like, I guess it's not here. And then
You
I was
guys-
like, okay.
you guys are gonna have to watch the Bronies reacts to watch My Little Pony now. Ah!
Okay.
All right, we
As
got.
long as this is G4 quality and not that G5.
Such a dick.
Hey, the movie was good.
The movie was spectacular. But the
Nora
show.
Mermaid sends a super chat. You do. And the question is, since I finally got my learner's permit, congratulations.
Congrats.
What should my first car be?
Wait, can you just get any car?
I agree.
Just like,
minute,
well,
a
Ferrari. The least, damn.
well, go get that
did you
fucking
say?
Lambo.
A
if you want.
Lamborghini.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
My first
Lamborghini.
house, which mansion should it be?
How much?
No, but a serious answer, like a legitimate, if you can afford a Toyota Camry, those things just last
Yes,
infinite.
Suzuki Esteem.
What?
Suzuki, does Suzuki
Cars.
still make cars?
I don't even know if they exist.
I think Suzuki
Yeah, I don't-
only makes motorcycles in Japan
remember-
specifically now.
Remember Saturn cars?
Suzuki.
I had one.
But the
Sarah had a
one?
Saturn. That thing was made out of plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Satan?
My friend Tyler had one.
A
I
Saturn car.
I called Sarah's car the Beast
Yeah.
because like it sounded like a monster.
Yeah, and
Like,
it
not
looked
like a
like
good
monster ripped it up from inside because like all of the like upholstery was like coming undone.
Yeah.
it was an old car. It was a very good learning car.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say is, I remember when I had, or I was coming up to getting my license, that's what I wanted. I was like, I want a car that I don't care about.
Mhm.
Like, I wanted to get a car that I'm like, maybe get a car that's kind of beat up and maybe kind of crappy. Because I'm like, well, what if I ding into things? Well, guess what? That's not really an option when you're driving to,
Yeah.
hit things until you figure it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Anymore.
you learn the hard way. But yeah, I mean, was it Hero that suggested the Camry?
The Toyota Camry or a Corolla, like those things.
I had
just
a
last
Jetta.
Yeah, me and Jeffrey still have our Corollas. Like that.
Yeah.
Corolla is my second car that I've ever had.
Corolla's my
and
first
it's-
car.
Those things don't die, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's funny because, like I said, like the biggest issue I've had with my Corolla
Yeah.
just sprouted up.
Yeah.
And that's
Uh-huh.
I should say the current big issue is that my door handle just broke. So I can't get out of my car without rolling down the window. So I look like I have I look like a low budget
Yeah.
car now.
Wow.
But I've had issues with it, but they're very reliable cars and they last for a very long time. Like that's
how many miles does it have on it? Out of curiosity.
mine 150.
150. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Sarah has yours has like 140, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Well, it might be 150 after our Christmas trip.
No, I don't think so. I
No.
think you were closing in on 140.
Okay.
But yeah, like if you get that job, you'll get to 150 or
Yeah.
140, if 150.
My BMW what is it? E46 330 I series from 2002. That thing has 220,000 miles on it. That thing, I mean, it's needed love, definitely. You have to take care of your cars for them to last a while, but that thing is still going.
Oh,
I just need eventually to get an upgrade.
You want to know how many miles my Pontiac Vibe has?
Mm-hmm.
I have over 240 on it. It's probably gonna get to 250.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, if you take care of your cars, they
Yeah.
should last, unless they are
Shitty.
like bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Suzuki doesn't make cars anymore for the United States, so that should tell you something.
Here's where it really boils down to. Okay, Toyota and Honda are both really good if you're looking for like a smaller, compact type car. Those things are very hard to kill. I have experience trying to kill said cars in demolition derbies, and some of them will not fucking stop running. So those things, yeah, like you're not going wrong. And those are ones that also have 200 plus miles on them. So yeah.
Nora says she's eyeing a Kia Soul.
A Kia Soul.
Mm.
That's what I have.
Is that like a Reliant Robin?
I know a lot of Kia cars, but I don't know Soul.
Yeah, isn't that what you have, Jax?
I
I've
think.
seen your car.
Oh, it's a yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have. I
Jax,
think
you
so,
didn't
yeah,
you didn't know that that's what you have?
The car that you have, right?
Okay, because like the thing is, like I just, I'm not a car person. I'm just like I remember
Jax!
when I got it. No, like literally, because like this is how I got my car. The first car I ever had was a Jetta, and then I always told I was just like my parents were like, "Oh, you want a car?" And I was just like, "Yeah," because they helped me get it because I was like working hard on a bunch of stuff. And then like that one was. It was a beautiful looking car, but it was shit inside. Like it was fucking terrible. Like it just kept shutting down every time I was driving to college every day. And so like for my college graduation, my dad got me that new one, the Kia Soul thing. But like for me, I was just like, oh, cool, new car. And then like I wasn't like paying attention to like, oh yeah, this is a specific type of car. I was just like, because like to me, I don't look at it like, oh yes, I'm gonna be driving in my whip and shit like that. I'm just like, can it get me to the gym and back? Can you get me to work and back? Okay, cool.
Well, what if you could get to the gym and back in your whip? What if you could do that?
Yes.
Nah,
I
you're
need
like, nah.
Exactly.
I also get it. I'm just trying to get there and back.
I'm just trying to get better and better. Like I could have got like a cool car, like a really bad, but I was just like, why? Like, I'm okay. Like I don't need it right now. Like if I want to, like, but it's just one of those situations where I think it's a really good car, Nora. Like it's like the most. It's very sturdy, very durable, and it like just comfy. I think it's really really nice.
Well, there you go.
What's annoying is that even cars that are like the family ones, and people say it again, it's like, oh man, it's gonna last you forever, and they're like the go-to recommendations, like a Camry. Even them shits be expensive now. Like it's so expensive.
Well, I guess that's the other thing is that, not that this also hasn't taken a hike in regards to price, but if you do go the used car route.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what my Jetta was, and I just warning wise, just make sure that it just works all the way through. Because like the issue I had was, it would have this issue with the brake. So like when we were driving, like it wouldn't like not brake. No, it wasn't the brake, it was the acceleration. So what would happen is like if you push too hard on the acceleration, it would like make the car go and then it would like stall out for a bit. So you had to like keep pushing it and like it would just shoot you forward, and then like eventually like if you hit like an even pace, it would be completely fine for miles on end. But like if you had to stop and start and stop and start, it would like be like this really shitty time. So like yeah, that was oof. Watch out for that.
Yeah, I know like 6 months ago, I don't know if it's still this way, but 6 months ago, some used cars are straight up just more expensive than buying a new car. That's why I bought a new Camry because I was like, it's literally less expensive than buying a used one at this point. It's ridiculous.
Really?
That's
Wow.
dude.
Yes.
That's crazy.
It was very stupid.
very great. Dang.
Like, I asked my father too. I was like, double check my work here. These are more expensive, right? He's like, just buy it new. Damn.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Was
That's
that
ridiculous.
recent?
That was like 6 months ago. I don't
Yeah.
know how it is now.
It seems like since the pandemic, something weird happened after all the rental car places like sold off their lot, and then it's like it affected used car prices somehow. I've heard about this. Like, it's a common thing, and that's why I said it used to be the case where you could go with the used car. And it's like
Mad day.
Yeah.
back and back.
Yeah.
We were having to do it.
Like-
Everyone wanted to chime in on that one.
Because like my first car was a Nissan Pathfinder, and then like that got totaled, because that was like my first like big accident.
What happened?
Oh, I rear-ended people because it was
People?
raining. Yeah. Oh well, I rear-ended. They were okay. Nobody died. No, and also importantly, nobody got hurt.
Good. That's good.
But yeah, people were stopped at a stoplight while it was green, and it was raining and it was dark, so I could not see. And when I tried to slam on the brakes, I slid on the rain.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. But then my next car was a who makes the rodeo?
Burger King.
Yeah.
No, not the rodeo burger. No,
Texas.
but it was like a red I forgot what manufacturer, but it was a rodeo. We got that used.
Isuzu.
Isuzu, yeah. Isuzu rodeo, yeah. We got that for $1,500.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, it was there's still older cars though. Like the Pathfinder was like 96, and then the rodeo was like 97. So, and now my current car is a 2006.
See, Isuzu's another one of those where it's like, do they still make cars?
Yeah. Well, they make like, I don't think they make consumer cars much.
Yeah, like business
but they
trucks.
make like like business trucks and stuff. Because I always see Isuzu's like logo on those.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's see here. We have a question from Nathaniel Foga asking, what's the funniest story from your guys' college years?
Oh, the one.
Oh no.
When the guy kissed me and threw
What?
up. That was a funny one. Okay,
What?
so what happened was my friend, his girlfriend, he broke up with him, and they were like, oh no, there's two. All right, so there's two stories. I remember there's the puke puddle, and then there's they both of them puke. But just hold on. So like, okay, so the first one, my friend, he was really in love with this girl, and she just ended up breaking up with him, and we were like, oh, we're sorry, bro, stuff like that. And he was like, oh man, I miss her so much. So we all took him out to a bar, and it was like a good time. We're having a good time, just cheering and stuff like that. And he starts drinking a bit too much, and we're like, you okay, man? He's like, yeah, man, I'm fine. And he just seems down the entire time. Like, oh man, we feel bad for him. So me and my other friends are just like, yeah, this is okay. Like, you know, we'll be here. He's our boy. We got to be here for him. And so he goes outside by himself. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? And so, like, he's, like, going out by himself, and he's just yelling in the parking lot, like, I'm not going to say his girlfriend's name, but he's just saying her name. He goes, screaming it out in the sky, and I'm just like, bro, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. It's like, we're in public, you need to calm down here. And then, like, he's like, oh, man, I don't know what I did wrong, man. I just can't do this. And so, like, he walks over to the bushes. I'm like, oh, God, he's going to throw up, isn't he, or something like that. And I was like, all right, let me help you over here. And I'm like, it's okay, man. It's like, yo, man, do you think I'm great? And I'm like, yeah, of course you're great. You're, like, the best thing ever, man. Like, you're awesome and stuff like that. It's like, you know what, Jordan? You're fucking awesome, man. You know that? And I'm like, oh, man, I appreciate it. It's like, no, dude, like, seriously, if you were a girl, I would date you, and you were just so perfect. I'm like, okay, bet. It's okay. And then he laid one on me, and then he violently puked all overward, and he just threw up all over, and not on me. And then like he throws up, and then he falls, and he's just like, and I'm just like. And then a part of me was like, oh, okay, because like if it was any other time, like I'm not saying this like homophobic way. It's just like, just don't touch me in an inappropriate way or something like that. Just I will sock you. Like it's just that's what it is. I will sock you if you come at me in an inappropriate way. But it was my friend, and it was unexpected, and it just happened. But a part of me afterwards was just like, it was kissing me that bad you had to throw up like that. It's just like fucking just like, but it was just like, okay, that was one time. Second time was this is my first time ever drinking. It was so Laura's already like smirking like I know, but it was like it was my first time ever drinking, so I didn't know my limit at this point.
Baby Jordan.
Yeah, baby Jordan. And so we're going there, we're watching Harry Potter, and we're playing Mortal Kombat, and it's like a good hotel room where we're all just having a good time, and I'm just drinking like these drinks called I think they were called like Mike's Hard Lemonades, and those taste like soda. So I'm just like, oh, these are freaking good.
It's just sugar water.
Yeah, these are freaking awesome, man. So I drank like freaking 6 of those, and I was like, yo, this is great. And I'm just having the first time. This is my first night ever being drunk, and then I'm just like, yo, man, I'm gonna go downstairs real quick. And I don't remember what happened. I remember it was like one of those games where you black in and black out, and you open your eyes and you're like, it's like a loading screen where it's like something's happening, and it's just like I moved. I remember this. I walked out the room, blink. I'm going down the stairs, blink. I'm in some random hallway, blink. I'm sitting in the bathroom, blink. And then like it was like I guess like 40 minutes later, my friend was knocking at the door like, are you okay? What's up? Because he found me in the bathroom like, what's going on? Because I apparently was trying to take it down and I fell asleep on the toilet. And I was like, what's going on? It's like, dude, come on, we gotta go. We gotta go. There's like apparently some like search party was there because like someone called some issue because they were like, oh, these college kids are drinking. They're not supposed to be drinking here. They're supposed to be drinking somewhere else. And so I was just like, I'm drunk at this point, so I don't fucking comprehend what's going on. So I'm just like blinking. And then when I opened my eyes, my head started spinning. Like I was just like, what is going on here? Like the room started spinning, and then like so my friend, he had this visual. So I'm inside the stall. I'm inside the stall, just like asleep on the toilet, pants down, all this stuff, and I'm just looking around. And he's like, dude, come on, we gotta go. And it just comes the fuck out, and I just go like that, and it starts seeping under the stall like the blob, and it's just like this 10-foot puke puddle just comes out. It's like, oh no, oh god, George, no, Debo, yeah, because they call me Debo, and fucking my college friends call me Debo. He's like, oh fucking no, oh my god. And so he fucking, at this point, I don't know what the hell happened, but I guess my friend helped me put my pants back up and then like dragged me upstairs, and it looked like a horror movie, but instead of like blood, it was puke. And then he dragged me upstairs through the hallway, dragged me all the way into his room, and his roommate was like, dude, I can't be here. He's gonna die. Oh god, I can't fucking do it. And I'm like going in and out of this, and then like he's just like, it's fine. He actually was very polite. He was able to get me in my clothes. He was able to like clean me off and then let me sleep in his bed while he slept on the floor. And then when I woke up, I had the worst headache, and then I was just like, I am never drinking that much again. And now you have the origin story of why I'm glad I get buzzed off a very little amount of alcohol instead of drinking a bunch of shit like that.
Kind of envious, honestly, because it's like you only have to drink a few things, then you're not gonna get super hungover.
Yeah, it was tough. College is fun.
So when I was rooming or dorming, if you will, we had 4 of us to basically one apartment, 2-bedroom. So we had our roommates, and my roommate Tony, this is the same roommate. I know I've shared this story at least once or twice about how he was the guy who at one point everyone came over to the our dorm knocking at like 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and I'm like, what the fuck? And everyone was looking for him. They're like, we don't know where he is. We don't know where he's gone. And then at like 4 p.m. he comes wandering in, and I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, nobody knows where you've been. He's like, yeah, I blacked out, drunk, and almost drove into Mexico. And I'm like, what? So that was bad. But with the same roommate, I remember this was when I discovered that I sleep talk. Oh. And I didn't know before this. And I remember I was having whatever dream, And I woke up to him being like, dude, what are you talking about? And I woke up and I panicked because I'm like, oh shit, was I like talking while I was sleeping? And I quickly was like, I gotta say something that's gonna make him like realize like, oh no, I was awake, you know? So I remember what comes out of my mouth. I say, the asparagus is overcooked. And then I remember just kind of like nodding to myself, like, hell yeah. Like I did it. I did it. And then I went back to bed. And as I think I was falling back asleep, I'm like, why the fuck did I say that? Of all things. And
You
yeah.
realized that you sleep talked yesterday?
What?
You slept talked yesterday?
I did?
Yeah.
What did I say?
I think
I love these
I
because
had just like turned in bed, and all of a sudden Jeffrey's kind of like moving around, and he's like staring up at the ceiling. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, Sarah, do you see those vines on the ceiling?
That's so scary.
And I'm like, no, we're not in Jumanji. And you're like, Jumanji? No, like, there's just vines on the ceiling. And I'm like, no, there's not. And then that's when you kind of started to be like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, the lighting or whatever. I'm like, sure.
I always do this where, like, apparently, because I did not know I did that.
Yeah.
And I love it when, like, Sarah, this happens so often with you that you don't even bring it up anymore. Like, something has to spark in the conversation that you go, oh, yeah, by the way, you slept talk last night. Sarah's, like, has noticed that what sets me off is that when she barely moves, and you said,
like I turn around in bed and, like there's like a 70% chance that Jeffrey's gonna like start having visions.
It happens. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when I found out, or I realized. Does anyone else have a college story before we move on?
I can't think of one on the spot.
I used Jaxblade's whole story to.
My college years were very tame.
Yeah. I mean, most of my great stories, honestly, like a lot of them have to do with conventions during that time.
Right.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
that's
a good time. Oh, you know what's a fun time? When I was in college, I was taking a math test. It was like 2014, and it was when the finale of season 4 was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was in school taking a math test, and literally everyone else is at home watching fucking ponies go Dragon Ball Z. And I remember opening my phone once I got out of that class, like, what are you saying this? Are you saying that? I'm like, what? Okay, it's like I remember like Saber was like, Jax, you have to see this right now. It's like, oh my god, Jax is losing his shit right now. Oh my god, Jax, why are you not talking? What the fuck? I think Jax is broken. I'm just like, what is going on? And so like I remember going into that season finale like, okay, what's happening? And then it happened. So there we go. That was good times. Good times.
Maybe this is a quick one. Elwin wants to know Star Wars or Star Trek.
Classic Star.
I'm not the person.
Ooh, this is the question, right? Because modern, like more recent content of both franchises has been kind of shit.
Yeah.
But like original Star Wars and original Star Trek and like TNG and whatever is like fucking god tier.
Picard.
No.
How dare you?
The character, yes. The show, yes.
I've only seen Star Wars. Like I've seen the new Star Trek movies, but that's like saying you've seen the new Star Wars movies.
My parents were into Star Trek, so I watched a lot of that.
Is it worse?
If you've only seen the new Star Trek movies out of all of the Star Trek content that exists, like, you've never seen Star Trek.
Yeah,
that's what.
It's very different.
Yeah, the
It's
second
not even
one.
like, oh, I've seen some of it. It's like, no, you haven't seen Star Trek. You've seen, like, an action movie adaptation.
With the same name.
Sort of related, with some characters with the same names.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. And that's why my answer for this would be Star Wars, because I've actually seen Star Wars. Star Trek, I'm just like, it's just, to me, it's just too big that I'd even want to invest time to get into it myself.
Star Wars
That's fair.
was more fun for childhood playground stuff. Where like you had like, cause like that that you get the lightsabers and then you go off and like you and your friends would have like a fucking lightsaber war at the playground and shit like that. Like that was just fun time. So I would say for that factor, I'd give it to Star Wars, because like it would be like, what was it, that episode of South Park where like the Lord of the Rings kids versus the Harry Potter kids or some shit like that. Just, like, these dorks.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Choose wisely.
I don't know if I can.
It's like Star Wars is definitely like the more wide appealing one, while like Star Trek is definitely more nerdy.
Yeah.
Like especially with how it started out, and like basically was like the primordial ooze of like modern fandom.
Yeah.
With Trekkies and everything.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Primordial ooze is a term I have not heard in for a long time.
Because we were talking about Star Wars and Star Trek, you said, what did you? I already forgot what you said. Revenge of the. What did you say?
Revenge. Well, they say at the Klingon parties, they say revenge is a drink best served cold.
Oh yeah, you said revenge is a drink. I don't know why I thought you were trying to say Revenge of the Sith. I was like, nope, that's not.
No.
Revenge of the Sith. But actually, it was called Revenge of the Jedi, but they had to change it because Jedi don't take.
Sarah, we have a question here from Oziel.
Yeah. Yeah, this will be our last question here from Oziel, saying, "Congratulations to my perfect podcast. You're almost 5 more episodes to go until you reach your 200th episode. What are you gonna do on this milestone episode?" We'll have to brainstorm.
We'll order pizza and probably play games.
Order pizza.
We're totally gonna end up playing Jackbox.
Yeah,
We know us. By the way, I saw this question here. I'll hit it quickly. Deegan Denigan said, "Hi Race, I've been watching your Bronies React videos since 2015. Your reaction videos are great. Thank you. And to all the people that have been part of them, thank you to all of you. I am wondering, have you ever wanted to do a Bronies re-react to content that you've reacted? Your early reaction videos were a lot shorter than now." Yes, they were. I've actually done this already. I did this with the original one. I've considered doing this with some of the others, as far as like reacting to the reactions. But in most cases, I believe they'll probably always be, like, if I do it, it'll probably just be me reacting to them, like I did with the first one, and just maybe talk a little bit about how they came together and whatnot. Like that was the idea of the doing the re-react for the first one on its 5th anniversary.
Excuse me.
Were you going to say something, Paleo?
Yeah, because I was literally just thinking about Bronies React today. Yeah, and how, like, because I was looking on Twitter of, like, the G5 art and stuff, and
I'm sorry, that's so ignorant.
Yeah. and I was just thinking, like, G5's just, like, coming out kind of slow.
Isn't it only 8 episodes or?
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, there's still other, like, G-Force content that we have not reacted to.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah.
And there's
like,
stuff
because like there's a ton of like the Equestria Girls specials that are like very fun, that could be reacted to. And also like the best gift ever, the Christmas special, we never did.
That's true. We never did the season 1 finale and the season 2 premiere, either.
Yeah, those are 2 big ones.
Yeah.
Season 1 finale. I just watched this. Oh, okay, I mean, it is funny. It is funny to see them all lose their shit at like a party, but okay.
Jax, it's not just a party; it is the gala. Okay.
The gala.
The best
gala.
ever.
Whatever happened to Celestia's fucking nerd dick ass
guy?
That guy in her fucking house, her fucking nephew.
Huh?
Blue Blood?
Yeah, Blue Blood.
Oh.
Whatever happened to that bitch?
Blue balls.
Yeah, Luna's kid.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Was that Luna's kid?
Well, that's the only thing that you can.
No,
like-
Celestia's nephew is like.
yeah, it
all
was
we
Princess
know.
Celestia's
Yeah.
nephew.
What
so
the
who else
fuck?
could he be?
How did
Yeah,
she
that's
do
what's
that? How did she have
They
children on the
reproduce
moon?
Did Luna
asexually.
fuck?
No, they
What?
reproduce
Yeah,
by
Luna
budding, like a
Their
sponge.
secret sister.
But
Maybe she snuck to Equestria for a day,
For a quick.
for a quickie.
for a quick sesh, and then left.
You're like, bro, I need this real bad.
Yeah, what happened to him? Oh, now I'm gonna see this.
He just disappeared.
They realized the
He's in the
continuity
comic
error, and
books.
he just got Thanos'd away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't like him. Get him out of here.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Luna was just so ashamed of her bastard son that she exiled him.
Well, some of these questions, we did get a number on Twitter, and we didn't get to them. But hopefully you all, if we didn't answer your question, feel free to send it to us. Because there were a couple in here that I was like, oh, these would be fun to get to.
Yeah.
But we just ran out of time.
Yeah. We'll probably hit them up next time.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Thanks for doing your part.
that's going to be a wrap here on the Semi-Perfect Podcast. We hope that you all had fun, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. That will be March 6th, 15th.
Wow.
Math.
there.
I forgot that there's 14 days in with 2 weeks,
Yeah.
not 15
Yeah.
somehow. So we'll be back on the 15th
Yes.
of March. What episode number is this that we're on
This
right
is
now?
95. 195, sorry.
Hot damn. Hot damn, guys. Thank you to all of our viewers, and we want to thank our super chatters, which Sarah will pull up here. And thank you to all of our podcasters who have joined us here tonight. And yeah, as Sarah pulls this up, I'm going to continue to stall and tell you guys that the weather was wild. All right,
Yeah,
so
we,
Sarah,
we had a frost alert
Yeah.
for a little bit.
someone asked, "What's it like to
damn.
have a bunch of snow in California?" And
It's weird.
It is weird. It was weird having a snowstorm driving through the same pass that I usually drive to get to like Irwindale, and I'm like, huh, this is bizarre. Sarah's still looking for her button, so while she looked for it, I am going to ask one additional question just to finish up this podcast. Kevin wanted to know, do you have any favorite sequels, like for movies?
Terminator 2.
Rescuers Down Under.
That's a really good one. That's a really good one.
Thank you. Sarah?
I mean, I like Frozen 2.
Frozen
But
2?
actually,
Sequels?
Empire Strikes Back is probably my favorite sequel.
That's a
Yes.
really good one.
Goated one.
Favorite sequel, Sarah? Wreck-It Ralph?
No.
Oh.
I think my answer is Kung Fu Panda 2.
Oh,
That's
Nice.
a really good one.
nice.
Very good.
Good choice. Good choice.
Alright, I've got the super chatters. Thank you to Nora
Oh,
Mermaid.
I want to say Shrek 2 is also a good sequel.
Oh, yes, that's also
Shrek
very
2 is better than Shrek 1.
Yep.
Now you may do your
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, now I can do it. Thank you to Nora Mermaid, C.284, and Base, Nathaniel Foga, Axio Dying, Rider Storm Pen Key, and I think that is all for this week. Thank you very much
It
for your
is.
super chats. We appreciate it.
It is. It's weird to think that our last podcast
It was February 1st.
was February 1st and our podcast right now is March 1st.
Yeah, I know.
It's like February short.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, we hope you all have a good night. We'll see you in 2 weeks with the Semi-Perfect Podcast.
Damn Pau Nace.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,